Hey all, welcome to the subtopic of momentum. So momentum is a property of moving objects which depends on their mass and velocity. Momentum can be expressed mathematically as P, which is a symbol for momentum, equals mass times velocity, and in Year 11 physics or Stage 1 physics you're expected to be able to solve problems using this equation. So as I said, momentum is a product of mass and velocity. It's a property of moving objects and it's a vector quantity, so that means that it has direction and magnitude. A way of thinking about momentum is the more momentum an object has, so the more mass, the more velocity, or the more both an object has, the harder it is to stop. So if you imagine a pebble rolling down a hill, it's got a small mass. It may have a decent velocity, but provided the velocity is not ridiculous, it'll be relatively easy to stop. Whereas if you think about a boulder that weighs like tons, if it's rolling really quickly down a hill, it will be pretty difficult to stop. This is our equation here for momentum. Pretty straightforward, it's just momentum equals mass by velocity, and the units for momentum are kilogram meters per second. Hopefully you can see that mass is measured in kilos and velocity is measured in meters per second. So if you're timesing these two quantities by each other, the resulting unit will be kilogram meters per second. So for an example question, you might be asked to find what is the momentum of a 65 kilogram sprinter running with a constant velocity of 9.1 meters per second east. So to do this, we'll write out our equation. Momentum equals mass by velocity. Our mass is 65 kilos and the velocity is 9.1 meters per second east. Oh, it's a terrible E, whatever. So we'll just pop it into our equation, and this will give us an answer of 5.9 by 10 to the 2 kilogram meters per second, and because our velocity is east, our momentum is also going to be east. So get a different colour. There's our magnitude, there's our direction. A similar style of question might be that you have to find the velocity when you're provided with the momentum and the mass of an object or a thing. So for example, what is the velocity of a 40 kilo wolf running with a momentum of 600 kilogram meters per second north? So we'll still use our equation, but this time we're looking for the velocity, so we can just rearrange this to be momentum divided by mass, and that equals velocity. Hopefully you can see that I've just divided both sides by mass. That'll get the velocity by itself, which is what we're looking for, and then the momentum will be divided by mass. Our mass is 40 kilos and our momentum is 600 kilogram meters per second north. So velocity will be equal to 600 kilogram meters per second divided by 40 kilos, and that will end up being 15 meters per second, and the momentum is north, so the velocity is also going to be north. Just, I guess, quickly focusing on units, this is kilogram meters per second, and this is kilograms. If we're dividing this quantity by this quantity, the kilograms are going to cancel out, so it means that our answer is going to be in meters per second. which makes sense because we're looking for the velocity. And that is all for this video.